We secret shopped them, they shipped, and now it's time for us to solve the mystery of which PC gaming company offers the best out-of-box experience. We'll be looking everywhere for clues. How long did they take to arrive? What's included in the box? Was the box protective enough for the dangerous shipping process? And at the end, we'll be ready to crown a winner and a loser. What is this doing here?
Our sponsor Dell protect your personal data by removing your data from hundreds of data brokers. Because only you have the right to own your data.
Why don't we open up with one that's bound to be amusing, my dear Ploufson? Good old Dell. Good's a strong word. According to our case file, we're off to a very good start here, receiving our system just 2 full business days after we placed our order online. We also get a 1-year warranty that is not just remote diagnosis, but apparently includes on-site service. The box eschews any frills like full color printing, but is extremely high quality, and you can tell that Dell has a lot of experience moving systems around the world. Not only does it have dual corrugated layers, but it is extremely thick, and the paper layers on both sides give it exceptional rigidity. There are a couple of others that are quite similar. Starforge may be on par. As for HP, well, they're close, but no cigar.
You know all about dual layers, don't you, Lilac?
Dual layers?
The backpack?
Oh, he solved the mystery of how to hurt my feelings. I'm not expecting too much in terms of accessories, and I got it. They've even costed down your classic C13 power connector. It has slightly less copper in it. Stargazer brand.
That is the cheapest C13 I've ever seen in my life.
Wi-Fi antenna. It's nice that the system has Wi-Fi, although it's less of an exceptional feature these days than it was the first time we did a secret shopper. And that's it! No keyboard, no mouse. Dell has finally come around to the idea that after 50 odd years of the personal computer industry, we probably already have a keyboard and mouse kicking around. I actually consider that to be a plus. Oh, I don't consider this to be a plus though. This is a reasonably high quality foam, but I don't like to see it in this day and age. It's completely non-recyclable. This will just live in a landfill forever. Now we get to take a look at the system itself. Years ago, Dell moved beyond boring beige boxes, and now they're bringing them back. This is XPS? Do you remember when XPS systems looked cool?
It's more gray than beige. It doesn't look like a gaming computer.
No, but
it looks like a computer.
She also didn't sell us a gaming computer.
We bought an XPS.
I don't mind having appeal, but this is a really annoying one. With that said, the front I/O, actually kind of outstanding. 4 USB ports, 2 of which are charging optimized, 1 of which operates at 10 gigabit per second. We also get a headphone microphone combo jack and an SD card reader. Plenty of ventilation on the front, the side, and at the back with a 120 millimeter exhaust. And then our rear I/O is, wow, we get a 20 gigabit USB-C port here, as well as full 5.1 analog audio for all 6 people who are using it. Our Wi-Fi antennas don't take up any of our limited I/O space, and it appears that opening up the chassis is as simple as unlocking this one captive screw. And yes, it is. Huh. Well, look at that. Nice little guide for how to install a GPU or power supply or hard drive. That'll save them some service calls. Coming over to the inside. Wow, do I ever like this GPU mount. It uses a combination of these plastic pieces on rails and this metal extension to basically prevent it from going anywhere in shipping. I'm extremely confident in this.
So far, my only complaint though is that they didn't have a little sticker on the back for the motherboard I/O.
Ah yes, an elementary thing they could have done better.
That's right.
Unfortunately, there's another thing that immediately stands out to me, and that is the single 16 gigabyte stick of 32 gigs. So they weren't even cheaping out.
No.
Oh, that's right, I forgot about that.
I actually had trouble finding 32 gig single sticks at this speed and everything, like just sold individually when I was trying to figure out pricing for all the different systems.
Because no one would buy that.
No.
You would get 2 16 gig sticks.
Or 232. But DDR5, does work a lot better in single stick configurations. I'm not saying it's perfect,
No.
but it's not as bad as DDR4 days.
He is right. But what he won't be able to defend is this power supply. Dell has gone to 12-volt only power for their motherboards, which is good for efficiency, but bad for intercompatibility. So when it comes time to upgrade this thing, which you will need to, given that it is only a 460 watt unit, you will have to get a specific Dell power supply. A lot of the other things are intercompatible though. Look at that, nice little courtesy connectors for a hard drive upgrade, SATA power and data. 2 easily accessible M.2 slots, one of which is open for future upgrades, interchangeable Wi-Fi card. And would you look at that? A second courtesy connector for a potential second hard drive upgrade. That's really nice. Wish I could say the same about the CPU cooler. That could hurt them when it's time to test thermals. Overall though, I kind of like this package. It's well constructed, ease of use is very high, as long as you don't want to upgrade the proprietary motherboard or power supply, and they should have one of the best performing CPUs out of the bunch, as long as that single stick of memory doesn't kneecap it. All right, why don't we move on to
Maingear.
one last thing while he brings that down is we tried to build an identical system on PC Part Picker, and without making major compromises to the specs or features, simply weren't able to do it for the same price, even ignoring the cost of a Windows license. That doesn't mean that we would normally choose this exact spec, but it does mean that we at least weren't getting ripped off on the hardware. This does not look as promising. It took 9 days to reach us. We've got a downgraded CPU, a downgraded GPU, and we actually spent a little bit more overall. We still get a 1-year warranty, and we get an RGB exhaust fan, but only, excuse me, 16 gigabytes of memory, albeit in dual channel mode. Let's take a look at the packaging. Oh, you know what? I think Maingear gets pretty good grades for their packaging too. It was hard to tell because of the way that it's cut at the edges, but that's a really nice box. Ooh, and they've got that fancy chemical expanding foam as well. 0 points for environmental friendliness, but massive points for being willing to spend on your packing material. And would you look at this? Are they trying to impress me? The whole system is double boxed. Calling it right now, 0 damage to the Maingear system. Whoa! Something still managed to almost kick all the way through it. Oh, too bad I already made that call. If only video editing existed. Look at that. Like that weak-ass kick was gonna make it through this chemical expanding foam in here. Hey, very nice. Builder, QA, final inspection. Love to see it. Also, this really sets the boutique builders apart from the tier 1s. BIOS flashing, latest drivers, love it.
That's probably why it took 9 days to get here.
Oh, foam. Oh, man, that's a nice foam. Look at that bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. Oh! 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 That doesn't count as damage. Before we check out the system, let's have a look at the accessories. We've got a couple cute little stickers here. Decent quality power cord, thank you Maingear. Or should I say MSI, who makes the power supply that's included with this system. By the way, that is a big difference between this and our Dell. It's a 650 watt unit, which should give us some room to grow. A lot better than a 460 watt unit. In this little baggie, we've got all the random little bits and pieces that came with any of our hardware. RGB controller and a battery for it. Moving on to the system, I/O is pretty strong. We lose out on one of those USB ports and that SD card reader, but we've got a little bit more USB at the back, which is nice to see. Also love to see all the ventilation, back, top, and front. There's a little gap around there. Magnetic front plate here that reveals 3 120mm cooling fans. And now, without further ado, let's go ahead and pop up the side panel. Now it is worth noting that this is the MG1 Silver, and Maingear actually reached out to us after we placed our order, offering us the MG1 Gold, which was technically within our budget, but we didn't take it because...
Well, we don't normally factor in shipping. It was $177 with this unit, and
So they're over budget.
And
before we even do the upgrade.
Yeah, and the upgrade would have put it just at around like 1385, 1400, right at the top of it.
So they would have effectively have had 10% more budget compared to anyone else.
Yeah, but we do really appreciate the offer. I mean, hey, it's nice to come in with a deal after the fact. They've already made the sale.
You can see why their shipping is so expensive. They spend this much on their packing materials. And the system works. Or, well, maybe the system works. I haven't actually tried it yet. What are we looking at here? Total of 4 cooling fans, 1 RGB. What looks like an OEM Cooler Master Tower cooler. Much more robust looking than what we saw in the Dell. Dual channel memory. I'm still disappointed with the spec. But what I'm not disappointed by is the expansion. Compared to the Dell, which only had 1 PCIe slot available, this one has 3. Although it is worth noting, they're not as impressive as they look. Those are 16x physical slots, but they're only wired up for PCIe by 1 electrically. There's a 3D printed bracket that I didn't notice before. I don't know if that's providing much support for the GPU, but it's certainly not providing 0 support for the GPU. As I would expect, superb build quality from Maingear. My goodness, does this thing ever look nice. But there is one little thing that I would argue that they overlooked. There are 2 PCIe Gen 4x4 slots on this motherboard, one of which is pretty easy to access up here. That's where they installed my SSD, and the other of which is under my GPU. If they'd put my boot SSD under the GPU, I wouldn't have to remove my GPU in order to upgrade. There is a 3rd slot down here, but that one operates off the chipset, and it is a slower slot. Unlike Dell, we were able to beat Maingear's price with a DIY system by about $150. But it is worth noting that a DIY system wouldn't include Maingear's lifetime tech support, which, from our experience, has been pretty good, at least in the past. We'll find out if it's still good a little bit later in the series. Who should we move on to next? Maybe we'll finish off the top shelf with CyberPower?
CyberPower it is.
Let's do it. This one could be a little more interesting. See, CyberPower actually canceled our order because they thought we were scammers.
Yeah.
Which we kind of were.
You know, when you buy 6 computers on 1 credit card over the course of 2 days,
Using someone else's credit card
it raises a few flags.
because we didn't want anybody to know it was us.
Yeah. So they canceled it. We got the email. I was out Monday, Tuesday, so I didn't get it until Wednesday. And then by the time we went to go order it, yeah, that box is bad. By the time we went to go order our new computer, that one was sold out. And so we went with the next cheapest thing, which is now also sold out.
So here's the plan. We're going to test both the original configuration and the one we ended up with and give you guys kind of a price to performance number for both, even though there are a couple of little differences in the configurations.
Okay, what do we got? You got a keyboard?
You know, the box would have been okay if it didn't completely fall apart. And this foam is great. This is some of the best foam we've seen so far, which it better be because they're relying on a single box and single foam piece to keep this system safe. And also keep our included keyboard and mouse safe. This is our first included set of peripherals.
Let's go.
You know what? Let's start by unboxing these. As far as free included keyboards go,
It's mushy, but like, I mean, it's got RGB, I'm sure.
yeah, and
You know.
well,
How's the mouse?
these clicks are okay.
Sure.
These ones,
Ooh.
on-site tech support. Ooh, they got a nice little guide to how to take off the side panel, take out packing materials, where to plug GPUs in, never into the DVI port. Clearly this documentation was done a while ago. We also get our nicest C13 power cable yet. She's the same gauge, but nice and flexible. Look at that. She's almost moldable. Wi-Fi antenna, and that's about it.
That's what I want to see on all of these. It's a single sticker, and it just makes it super obvious. Like, no, don't plug your monitors into that.
No, plug it in way down here where there's nothing.
Wait, nothing. What? Oh, okay, well, it went a little too far, but like, whatever.
Look, if you're gonna idiot-proof it, you gotta actually idiot-proof it. That is the cheapest case we've seen yet.
Cheaper than Dell?
Little OEM Cooler Master affair. Well, yeah, we only get 2 USB-As on the front.
Oh.
We do get a tempered glass side panel though, and what looks like ample ventilation. This whole thing is perforated, and we've got top vents with what looks like a removable mesh. Well, There we go. As well as a 120 millimeter rear RGB exhaust fan. All right, let's take out. Oh wow, that's an aggressive stick. Oh, it leaves residue. Ugh. It left residue on my mesh. Why, CyberPower? Why? Do not like that. Oh, it's all over here too. Look at this.
The sticker comes with some downsides, okay? But it's worth the headaches later.
Hey, comes with a 3-year labor warranty though. What does that even mean on a computer?
You ship it back, they work on it?
No. CyberPower, please. Reasonable rear I/O before we get into the insides. Dude, I don't think this foam in here is supporting anything. Watch, I can move this GPU and it doesn't move the foam.
Well,
oof. Whoa, that's a lot of RGB fans included. 3 in the front, 1 in the back. And oh, goodness sakes, is this another 4060 8 gig? Yikes. 2 terabytes of storage to go along with our 16 gigs of RAM though. Wait, is that another single stick? 14th gen Core i5 this time around. It's notable that not a single one of our system builders was using an Intel Core Ultra. Other than that, there's not too much to say here. Let's have a look at the build quality on the backside. Not bad. Good even. No courtesy cables though. That's a really nice inclusion from Dell if you ever want to throw in a hard drive. And on that note, there's only a single M.2 slot available for expansion that way. It's weird though, because other than that, it seems like a pretty featured board, including dual front USB-C connectors, neither of which we're using. And then adding to the weirdness, there's no USB-C on the back either. I don't have super high hopes for this one, but at least it's got enough storage to install a handful of modern games. How'd it do compared to PC Part Picker, Ploufson?
this one was easy to beat at $1,200. That's the listing.
Right.
But we only purchased it. It was on sale for $1,000.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot harder, but I think, if you check it out, yeah, we managed just over $1,000. The problem is Windows licenses.
Right, so we can't beat it.
Technically, no. Not on sale.
Let's move on to our next suspect, Mr. Packard. Mr. Hewlett Packard. Well, Mr. Hewlett and Mr. Packard.
We don't need to split hairs.
Elementary.
HP was a major headache. They canceled our order twice.
What?
Yeah. When you buy a lot of computers with a credit card, fraud.
Ah.
And it doesn't help that Miss Kateson put her name as the billing address instead of her grandmother's name. The worst part is they canceled it. I reached out looking for our order because we didn't get a notification.
What? They just canceled it without telling us?
They just canceled it without telling us. And then, after I worked with an agent to reorder the computer and verified it's all good, they canceled it again. And there was another lack of notice. So I had to reach out a second time and confirm what was even the problem with our order and why it got canceled in the first place and why we never got a notification. I complained. I was very mad.
But look at this eco-friendly packing material.
That's true, actually. It's beautiful.
Wow.
That'll break down.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, once we got the order in, it came in only 4 business days.
I don't like that it's a big plastic bag.
Yeah, wait, what?
They did the nice foam cardboard stuff, and then they got this giant plastic bag.
Oh, what?
How do you have?
This is how they want you to take it out?
I would not trust that plastic. I'm sure it's fine. Like, it's probably, I get it. It's strong enough. But I would not feel comfortable
It's
pulling
smart enough.
Oh.
And gosh darn it, people like it.
I don't.
That's a reference. He gets it.
At the time our order was finally actually placed, it came in at $300 cheaper than the original. They gave us a sale discount. But I said, you know, in terms of price and performance, this is weeks later from us trying to place the original order, so I'm keeping the original price.
Got it. That makes sense. Because that's a more fair apples-to-apples comparison against the other systems. Pretty solid I/O though. Got a Type-C on the front. Actually, nice feeling build quality too. Tempered glass.
I do like this.
Yeah, it feels really solid. Lots of ventilation everywhere. That is a pinner looking GPU though.
Yeah. But you know what's nice? It's going to be really easy to take it out, pop the lock on the PCIe slot.
Yes. No 7.1 audio jacks, though.
No! That's okay. It's got
Yeah.
mic and headphone.
Who cares?
It's fine.
I realized I missed going over the accessories because I just missed them. This is it. You get a quick start guide, which refreshingly actually refers to this specific system with actual pictures of this chassis. So that's kind of cool. And you get a power cable with this adorable little interrogation sock on the end. Well, what? I'm a detective. How am I supposed to interpret this?
Set them free.
Now are you ready to talk? I don't think Sherlock Holmes interrogates people like that. Ooh, captive thumb screws on the side panel. Won't be losing those. Not that I would lose them, and if I did, I'd find them. Because I'm a detective. And lots of cooling. This is refreshing for an OEM system. Dual 120mm fans in the front, an adequate enough looking stock cooler, and a single 120mm in the back. Not the most amazing cable management, but nothing that's going to functionally harm the system. And it's reusable, so you can kind of undo these cable ties, redo your wiring, and then cinch it back up. Did they leave a courtesy cable for me? It looks like they might have. Ah, yes, they did. Both power and data, in case I wanted to add a hard drive after the fact. Thank you very much for that, HP. Also, wow, got a whole RGB and fan control hub in here. That is not something to be taken for granted at this price point. And you can't take for granted good specs either. This was the first system that we were able to dramatically beat in price on PC Part Picker. Pretty much across the board, this is a class-losing configuration. They managed to use dual channel memory, but just 16 gigs of it. They've got the same 1 terabyte of storage as almost everybody else, but the secondary slot's really hard to reach under the GPU. They use standard MATX and ATX style motherboard and power supply, which is great when you need to upgrade, because you're probably going to need to, because that's just a 500 watt 80 plus bronze power supply, meaning that if you ever want to upgrade this RTX 4060, which is on the lower end of our configurations, you might need a new one of those. I mean, hey, it's got a swappable Wi-Fi slot. There's got to be some redeeming quality here. They threw in free shipping, but only a 1-year warranty. Man, I think it's time to move on. Let's check out the iBuyPower.
You want to do iBuyPower first?
I do.
Okay.
That's kind of cool. They put all the specs on the outer box.
Yeah, this is the one that we had to order from Amazon. They said, you know, we don't have any, but you can buy it from Best Buy or Amazon. Here's the kind you want, the trace mesh. Best Buy wouldn't send it to us because we were across the border. Amazon did send it to us, but we picked it up from, Blaine. It'll be interesting to see how customer support goes. They do have support for systems not bought directly through CyberPower.
Oh yeah, look at that. First thing you see when you open it up, thank you for your purchase. Here's a quick start guide, and reach out to us for support. Here's our phone number.
Perfect.
I think they're probably one of the most improved over the span of Secret Shopper.
Really?
Yeah, in the early days, they were pretty like, yeah, we throw parts into a box and this looks really professional. Decent shipping box, nothing amazing, but good foam. And you can tell the box is obviously bespoke because it has the exact specs of our system right on the outside of it. So either they do such volume that they're ordering these from third parties pre-printed, or they actually do box printing in-house. I'm not sure which. 5 business days for delivery, though realistically that comes more down to Amazon than it does to iBuyPower. And a pretty bare bones accessory package, but we got a power cable, SATA cable, and a Wi-Fi antenna. Oh man, wait, where the hell was the HP's Wi-Fi antenna? It had Wi-Fi. You know what, it doesn't matter, I'm over the HP. I've moved on to new friend. Do not return to store. Contact tech support. They really want us to contact tech support. Don't worry, iBuyPower, we will.
Probably the biggest difference between this year and last year, so far at least, is the lack of keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, we got one, I think?
Yeah, from CyberPower. Last year,
it?
almost everyone sent one.
Oh, ha! Speak of the devil.
No! No! You were the chosen one, iBuyPower.
Responsive plunger key.
What the hell does that mean?
Hey, there's an anime girl with devil horns in the middle though. You know it's for gamers. That's very usable.
Is it better than the CyberPower?
The price is right.
I think it is better than the CyberPower. And yeah, it does seem sturdier, hey?
Very usable.
Yeah.
Mouse feels cheaper. It's funny because the OEMs used to be the kings of unnecessary bloat in your package. Like you literally couldn't unselect a keyboard mouse if you wanted to. And then now it's like the mid-tier PC builders that are going and creating the more value-oriented package. Oi! Whoa, that's not good. Oh, there goes my, oh boy. Oh, iBuyPower, uh-oh. Whoa, where do we start? They've got one of those expanding foama majigs. Oh shoot, no. Now I'm discombobulated. Let's start with the I/O, even though the case is now open. Top I/O, 2 USB 3s, a Type-C. Love to see it. Hey, they've got your favorite sticker. Let's see if it leaves a bunch of residue this time.
Yes, it's not gonna leave residue. I'm calling it now.
Parfait.
Totally good. Eh.
Oh, iBuyPower!
What?
An elementary mistake. Look at the rear I/O.
This cable. Oh, I mean, I fixed it pretty easily, but it was covering the PS2 port.
The rear I/O is very solid. Everything you could want, including a PS2 port that, with a quick fix, we are able to access. Miraculously, this tempered glass side panel did not get damaged. Hey, they've got another good sticker. They don't let you plug in the power until you have seen their warning about the instructions. I didn't really need it though, because my phone came with classic easy remove action. Triple 120 millimeter RGB fans in the front, another 120 millimeter fan in the back, what looks like some kind of rebranded Hyper 212 alike. Nice mounting mechanism on there. And really solid cable management. Man, if the side panel hadn't come flying off the case right as we opened it, I'd be having a really good experience so far. Even this one, the screw is loose. I wonder if this is just a symptom of being shipped multiple times, once to the reseller and then once to me. Man, what is up with all these RGB hubs and fan hubs and stuff these days?
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, wow, that. Ooh, somebody cranked this zip tie tight and just about ripped this connector off of here though. Nice standard components across the board though, including a pretty solid full-sized ATX motherboard with dual M.2 slots, the expansion of which is easy to get at, although, oh, that's a whoops, iBuyPower. Where's my M.2 mounting hardware? It's not in here. They didn't give me the extra screw and they didn't pre-install it for me. How am I supposed to put an M.2 in there?
Tape it down.
No! 3 PCI expansion slots, including 1 PCIe by 4. And is that 32 gigs of dual channel memory? Running a little slower than the others though. That could hurt them, although they'll probably make up some ground with that 14700F CPU. My GPU is not on the sheet. It's a 4060. Okay, a lot of that going around this time. Oh, a 2 terabyte SSD though. Lots of storage, twice as much as the competition. Egads! We've deduced something off camera. After double checking our invoice, it seems we ordered a 4060 Ti and 1 terabyte of storage, not a 4060 and 2 terabytes of storage. We reached out first to For Favor Electronics, our Amazon third-party seller, but they never got back to us. So we contacted iBuyPower directly, who informed us that For Favor is in fact not one of their authorized resellers, and they implied that they may have done this on purpose. Scoundrelous! iBuyPower suggested we initiate a return on Amazon, but instead we'll simply also be testing this PC in both configurations. This isn't quite iBuyPower's fault, but I do believe they should have informed Ms. Cateson who the authorized resellers were if they were going to send her to an authorized reseller. Back to the investigation. Who the hell is High Power? It's apparently 80 plus gold certified and it doesn't immediately feel like garbage, but I don't have a lot of familiarity with this particular brand. Overall good package. Speaking of packages, how about a system from someone whose logo looks like one? A 2-part file on this one. That's always a good sign. 4 business days for delivery across the board.
Yeah.
Good delivery times this year. So there's a parts shortage, but only for good stuff that people want. For RTX 4060s, you can get as many of them as you need as fast as you want. Because, yep, we got another, no, we didn't. Starforge went Radeon for their graphics. This could be a different result. Oh, excellent packing materials. Well, at least the box. Let's see this foam. Oh, excellent packing materials. Double boxed. There's no way there's anything wrong with this thing. I'm calling it. Oh, look at those accessories too. They included my stuff. Because that's the thing. Anyone who's using custom components is going to get all these accessories, right? It's just a question of whether they actually forward it through to you. So where the heck's my M.2 screw, iBuyPower? Sorry, I really want to clip that. You hear the weight of that box? That's a quality box. Well, decent front I/O, single type A, single type C, headphone microphone combo jack. Decent again, 2.5 gig networking. Do like to see that these days, especially for a system that could be geared towards content creation, given their pedigree. Good looking cooling, dual 120mm RGB fans here, a single in the back. Quality Fantex case with a tempered glass side panel, tempered glass front panel. Man, especially considering this was one of the more affordable of our systems. If anything, we probably underspent on it and we should have gotten the Horizon 3 Pro, but the only difference is that one has an upgraded GPU. So we're kind of thinking we'll look at both configurations when we do our performance testing. We'll just swap the GPU out ourselves for a 7700 XT. Let's go ahead and crack this open. Overall, man, pretty decent looking config. They didn't cheap out on any of the classic places where you cheap out. 650 watt power supply, expanding foam all over the inside of the system to keep things safe. And it doesn't just immediately fall out, so you can tell it's actually supporting anything. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, buddy. Called it. These guys know how to pack a system. Oh. This one doesn't come out. Oh man, look at the way it's yanking on this cooler. Man, whoa, what a nice cooler. Best in class cooler for sure. But, oh boy. I can't remove this without cutting it. Oh yeah, I didn't look at my accessories yet, whoops. Okay, maybe the quick start guide tells me to go get a knife and cut this foam apart. Power cable and Wi-Fi antenna. But I hear other things in here, I hear things. Okay, extra modular cables for my power supply. And, what? They removed the ILM. That is weird. This is nice though. They pre-installed the M.2 mounting hardware for me. And over here, they've got what appears to be a courtesy cable because I don't believe this configuration has a hard drive and there's definitely a SATA plugged in there. All right, let's figure out how to get this bloody foam out. Oh. God, oh wait, no, maybe it's okay. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Pretty darn nice looking build. Oh. You're gonna have infinity mirror fans and you're not gonna remove the peels for me? Dude, look at all this thermal goop. It's like oozing out from under the, oh. That is something to note is even if you have a 1-year warranty with your system integrator, some of the individual components may have additional warranty coverage. For instance, this T-Force memory from, I believe it's Team Group, right? Yeah, this has like a lifetime warranty on it, assuming that it's not an OEM only special SKU for system builders that has less warranty or something like that. And if they're using retail Intel CPUs, for instance, those have a 3-year warranty. So it's in your best interest if a system integrator doesn't do anything that would violate those warranty terms. Oh, speaking of the RAM, how much is there? Dual 8 gigs, but hey, at least it's dual channel. 1 terabyte of storage, this time from Kingston. Nice cable management in the back. Nothing to really stand out as a cut corner in here. As expected, there's my courtesy cable, and they included all of the mounting hardware for our case. That is a major, major bonus. Because if I ever want to do any kind of maintenance, boom, I've got everything I need exactly where I would expect to find it. inside my computer. Dude, this is gonna be a oh, whoops. Do not like to see that. It's not touching anything right now, but these exposed leads should not be here. If they accidentally contact metal, short. Aside from the couple of weird things, it's looking pretty good for Starforge. And this looks like a good time to tease the next episode, which is going to be contacting everyone's tech support. What kind of issues should we fabricate this time?
What if the GPU doesn't seat properly and it doesn't output anything?
What if it doesn't?
Then that's a problem.
Then we'll contact tech support.
And if you want to see this early, all of our Secret Shopper is going to be up a few days early on Floatplane.
lmg.gg/floatplane. We'll have that linked down below.
While she was secret shopping for a PC, I'm secret shopping for Colton's personal data. Our sponsor Delete Me want me to show you how important your data is.
Hi, is this Colton Potter? Yep. It's UPS got a package for you. We're at 103.
103. Perfect, coming down right now. Interesting. Okay.
Go! Okay, getting pranked is probably not that bad, but you might also be putting your finances at risk. Delete Me remove your data over hundreds of data brokers. Just sign up and get a detailed report in 7 days. And the removal process starts. Colton, so you might need to use Delete Me because you can easily find your phone numbers and email online.
This is for Delete Me?
Yes.
Use code LTT for 20% off at Delete Me, the link below.
If you guys enjoyed this video, hey, catch yourself up and check out part 1, or go back and watch one of the previous ones. Even though the information might be a little dated, it's always entertaining.
Yeah.
Especially Dell.